Hello and welcome. I'm Parul Sharma and you're watching Zoom TV. Today's guest is raring to go and ready to make an indelible mark in Bollywood. Please join me in welcoming my dear friend Sanjana Sanghi. Hi Sanjana, how are you doing today?
Hi, Parul. I'm doing very well up here in clear skies and snow-capped mountains.
With a background like that, how could you not be doing well? Let's be honest. Sanjana, diving right in, I want to know signing an action film so early on in your career. This is your second film as a lead. Was any part of it like a calculated or well thought out decision for your brand as an actor to sort of like immediately break away from the mold of the sweet girl next door from Dil Bichara in your very next project itself? Or was it like an organic thing?
So it wasn't calculated at all. In fact, I don't think anything that I choose to do or will do can ever be, because what you respond to as an actor or what you get actually is, it's other forces that are at play. So I was actually equally shocked and taken aback when Ahmed sir kind of called me for Om, because there are some things that you can do, and then there are some things that are beyond your own imagination, and
Yeah.
Om was one of those. So I was just really grateful that it came by at the time that it did, and I really enjoy pushing myself, so I felt like it was a no-brainer to kind of dive right in.
So you weren't trying to sort of like switch things up and tell the audience that I can do this, but I can also do this. It just
I
sort of
mean,
happened.
I'm constantly trying to do that, and I will. That is my, I think, primary endeavor as an actor. I've grown up hearing actors that I look up to say that they want to surprise the audiences with every
Yeah.
part and they want to challenge themselves. But now that I'm a fully working actor, I realize what that means.
Yeah.
Because unless you wake up every morning scared of the task at hand, and excited at the thought of pulling it through, I don't think your audiences and fans will feel as surprised when they see you. So you have to feel that jitter in your stomach. That's
Yeah.
really important. So yeah.
That kind of
Yeah.
excite us and scare us. So that's a lovely thing to hear. This is your first theatrical release, and unfortunately, the circumstances of the release of your first film, Dil Bechara, were very heartbreaking for you personally as well. I know that was your debut film, and to have such great tragedy attached to it is very, very heart wrenching. Does Om sort of feel like a debut all over again in some ways in terms of like cinematic release, promotional activities, all the joyous things that a debutant should be able to experience on their first film?
You know, I mean, it's true that Dil Bechara was always meant to be a theatrical, and we can only be grateful that the millions of people that did get to watch it in the circumstances that they did. I'm only grateful for that. But I am the feeling of Om and working on it and bringing it is its own unique and special kind of emotion. I don't attach it as much to a feeling of a debut, because
Okay.
frankly, I think I've mentally moved on from that. I am almost completing my third film as a leading actor. It's what I'm filming for right now. So as an artist, I have moved beyond that in my own journey. But the excitement of, like you said, going out there, knowing that it's going to be releasing worldwide in
Yeah.
theaters, the nervous jitters are different. So I'm calling Kapil and Adi up all the time, just being like, is this normal? Am I supposed to feel like this?
During the trailer launch of this movie, you said that your sense of belief in yourself is usually pretty low. And I actually caught on to the fact that you reiterated it a couple of times for different scenarios. Would you
Did I?
say, yeah, you did. Would you say you struggle with low self-esteem on some level, or like having that sense of belief in yourself on some level?
So I don't think it's low self-esteem. I think I like feeling as though everything that I choose to do or pick up is going to involve all of myself in its entirety. I basically don't like to feel complacent. And I feel like sometimes when you start realizing or getting comfortable, even with the job, like um, a 15-hour shift on Dil Bechara used to exhaust my body a lot more than a 15-hour shift on Dhak Dhak does today, because I've gotten used to it. My body is trained. But when a challenge is thrown at me, and I usually am in a state of shock that how could that person think that I can pull it off,
Right.
So they have the faith in me, but I don't have it in myself. And maybe that's my way of pushing myself to just keep working really hard. Because I am a confident person. It's not like I suffer from a lack of self-confidence as such, but it helps me just push my own boundaries. It's basically that, I think.
Right. I mean, I understand what you're saying, that having that, just that faith in yourself to like constantly tell yourself to sort of ready to go. Because I mean, I suffer from low self-esteem myself, and it is a very big deterrent in day-to-day life. And, not having that sense of belief sometimes, it can be tough for any person to combat. And then adding the layer of your profession to it, which is literally based on presenting yourself to an audience and being in the public eye. What does that sort of look like for you? That struggle, or just that mental sort of, obstacle to kind of go over?
I was very curious about what my relationship with being a public person would be. I was when Rockstar happened, when I was just a kid,
Yeah.
and I didn't realize how I suddenly stumbled into films. I would see Ranbir and I would see Imtiaz, and I would be in equal parts awe and wonder as to how there's this utmost ease with just giving so much of yourself to an entire nation.
Yeah.
And today, honestly, I've begun to enjoy it so much. Like, I can't even tell you. I'm in Leh right now. I went to a monastery. We were filming at a monastery the other day, and when I walked out, a large group of these 18 to 20-year-olds were waiting with their phones, wanting to show me that they like Om's trailer the day it
How
released.
sweet.
And the moment I saw them, they screamed Jai Bhavani, which is our dialogue.
Yeah.
And we all took a picture, and I was like, these are surreal experiences. I called up Adi right after that, and I said, listen, did you think that La Mayuru in Leh was our target audience for the film? And those moments just make it completely worth it.
Right.
So I'm trying not to overcomplicate it and really take in these moments, because they are special.
How is your relationship with an audience and the public sort of evolved? Because like you said, you have been in the public eye since 13, and you've done like little work in the middle. You've had like supporting roles and things. You've been in a lot of ads and everything. So how has that relationship evolved from then to now that you're a leading artist in this industry?
I think what I've realized is that there's a lot of power in just the fact that my true, there's this group of people who call themselves Sanjanians, who are like real
Love it.
troopers. And at least I'm more cognizant of their emotion, because I see it a lot on social media, and there's so much power in them seeing me grow up in a way.
Yeah.
I don't have too many reference points for other contemporaries of mine who, they're like, when you were 17, you did that when you were in college, and that allows me to just be myself, because they've seen me, they know me in my most honest and raw form,
Yeah.
which was 13 years and Mandy, and I don't have to be anyone else. So I feel really at ease with them. And the fact that I'm a regular girl from Delhi, went to college in Delhi University, there's so much that I feel we share,
Right.
whether it's about chasing dreams that seem kind of achievable, or
Right.
challenges that seem daunting. I love chatting with them and talking to them about what's occupying their mind and helping in whatever way I can. So it's really, really nice and easy.
That does sound really lovely to have that sort of like connect with people who really love you. It is very important because they look up to you, and having that with them is, I feel, very lovely for an artist and an actor. Of course, you're starring opposite Aditya Roy Kapur in this film, and I believe you didn't really know him properly prior to signing this movie, right?
No.
So how easy or hard was it to build that chemistry between you two, which could then be translated onto the screen? Like, did you guys hit it off from day one? What's that rapport like?
I mean, it wasn't, nothing about it was difficult at all. I think that it's, with co-actors or with directors, as actors, we're very like, we thrive on vibes and energy as people, because really that's our job also. And when you enter a room and you meet someone, you just know. And with it not just with Adi, but Kapil, Adi, and I, the three of us, it's really been one of the most. Uh, I almost always get dumbfounded when I have to talk about it, because I know that it's so special that no other film of mine may be able to compare back.
Okay.
Because to know that there are two people who are always there for you, whether it's on set or otherwise, and to have that support through and through just makes the whole journey of prep and filming and now bringing the film out, so it feels like your own. It feels like family. And you've heard that a lot, that this film was like family and we were all like family,
Yeah.
but this, I've realized what it really feels like. So I mean, and Adi's kind of, he has 10 years on me as an actor, and
Yeah.
there's so much more experience that he he
He
doesn't
also
shed
has
his
a lot of
wisdom.
experience in the romantic quintessential lover boy thing. So for him, I'm sure it comes very, very naturally to sort of, pick that up and do it with across the board, because he's really had a lot of experience doing that. So
Yeah,
how
but
easy
our
was that for
film is
you?
a, it's an out and out action
Action.
pot boiler. Om is really not centered around the
Right.
romance.
Yeah.
And because action is such a tricky genre, there are so many things that you as an actor need to know when you're on an action set. It's not just about performing and acting, it's harnesses and kicks and punches and explosions. And he had done a little of that in Malang. So when he
Yeah.
would see me nervous before a shot, he would catch on to that and just be like, it's going to be fine.
You
And
got
just
this.
knowing that kind of helps.
On the note of you sort of the harnesses and the punches, what was the prep? I know you've told us that you've kind of extensively trained for about 4 months and you learned all of that, but to be someone who has literally had no experience, like you said, Adi had a little bit of experience with Malang and a little bit of that action genre. You being somebody who had zero experience going into action, firstly, how daunting was that prospect as an actor? Like that you have to learn a whole gamut of new things.
Yeah.
And then also, what did you do? What was something really bizarre or something really different that you learned on this movie?
So it was the so Kavya, is the thing about her is that she is really a full-fledged woman taking control of every situation. So she is not just a bystander or just around. So when I read the script, I realized that we can't get by with just superficial training, or it's
Right.
not just about holding a gun and that looking sexy on camera. So I think what I really wanted to work on was that even agents and even raw agents, they are professionals at their job, but they do have a heart when they come back home.
Yeah.
When a mission doesn't go well, or when their teammates don't make it, their heart sinks too, and they have emotions that they don't get the chance to deal with.
Right.
So why even in the trailer you'll see that we've kept her very real. There's no hair flying, there's no extra makeup, the
Yeah.
clothes are simple, because Kapil and I really just wanted to make her a real girl who spent her life focused on wanting to ace this profession. And for that, I had to train in everything that what Adi and I both had to do, which is our own boot camp.
Yeah.
But for me, it's always been the harnesses and the explosions that on set were super tricky,
Yeah.
because it just doesn't get easier. Like being on a 40-foot crane, just dangling in the air with things burning below you. It takes some getting used to. So I took my time with that, and I had very patient producers who blew up many vehicles for me. So
Isn't that the dream for all of us to have producers who will let us blow up vehicles for us? It's a good one. You're currently in the hills shooting for Dhak Dhak. How's that going? What can you tell me about that project? Your co-actors who are, Ratna Pathak ji and Diya and Fatima, incredible, incredible co-actors. What's the prep that's kind of gone into it?
I've been out on the road for weeks now. We are in a different place every day, literally. The terrains are hard, the air is thin, and we're riding bikes. So it is, I'm in it right now, so I don't think my mind's processing how overwhelming the experience is. But my I feel alive from inside. And I get the sense that we're on to something special, and I really hope that we are, because the sisterhood here it's so beautiful to come back from shoot and have that cup of chai with Ratna ma'am, crack some jokes about Sara Bhai versus Sara Bhai, and talk about our day that I'm having to make
It must
right
be a
now.
very empowering set to be on, like four very strong women sort of kind of narrating their own story.
It's for women, and we're a predominantly female crew as well, so it is, the female energy is thronging, and it's so unique because we're all kind of coming in with our own perspectives,
Right.
and Tarun, our director, is super collaborative, so we're really improvising as we go, because you never know when it starts raining, when
Right.
it's sunny, and we're all just like out here as a team hustling, because if we don't do it in these 2 months, we won't get to do it for a year,
Right.
because the rain starts. So we're on like a strict kind of
Strict
timeline.
sked, but it's going to be an action-packed 22-23 for Sanjana.
Yes,
Thank you
it is.
so much for joining me, Sanjana. It's been an absolute pleasure. I wish you all the best. Can't wait for you to come back and for us to do this in person soon.
Thank you, Parul. See you soon.
रोज सुबह 8 से 12 बजे जूम देखो, प्राइस जीतो।